Hi there, and welcome to this week's edition of Top End Track Talk. I'm Andrew O'Toole, and today we'll be previewing this coming Saturday's meeting here from Fanny Bay, which will be the 22nd of October. Cox Plate Day is always a great day on the racing calendar, and in the top end it's no exception, with Oktoberfest race day sure to be a huge hit. While the fields are a little on the light side this week, there is quality in abundance, and the Benchmark 76 is akin to a carnival class lineup. Last week there were no less than 5 last start winners on the 6-race card, and with some 30 horses engaged this week in the 5 races, we'll do our best to point you in the right direction again. The first race is timed to go at 2:42 p.m, while the last of the day is scheduled to jump at 5:15. In the first, the Silks Darwin Maiden Plate for the non-winners over 1,300 metres. My numbers are 1, 6 and 2. Going here with a newcomer to Darwin, number 1, Cecil Pine, trained by Ella Clark. From that great producing family of Gary and Charlene, of course. Ella, a very, very good horsewoman in her own right. And she's got a new one here, Cecil Pine. He's a 4-year-old by Toronado. Jared Todd aboard. This horse has got pretty good Victorian form. He finished third at Geelong and at Sale in his current campaign. He's made his way to the top end. Obviously, always a question mark first up on the track, but just looking at the form and in this maiden field, I just think he's a big, big chance. So number 1 on top for me. He'd have number 6, The Kid, trained by Tayan Holter, and Paul Shire's aboard. He's a 3-year-old by Sebring, The Kid. He's only had 2 starts, and one of them in Darwin. That was a good third behind Truly Brazen. I think he hit the line really strongly on that occasion. That was over 1,100. This is 1,300. So I think he'll be hitting the line strongly again, and he's the biggest danger to number 1, Cecil Pine. And in for third, number 2, X Games, trained by Phil Cole. Wayne Davis aboard. He was third last time out behind To The Point, and To The Point came out last week and won again. So pretty good form lines around number 2, X Games. So in the first, my numbers are 1, 6 and 2. The second's the Ladbroke Handicap. Our biggest field of the day here over the 1,100 metres for the 0 to 58 gallopers, numbers 1, 2 and 5. Yowza, we've had him as our top selection the last couple of runs here in Darwin, and he's run second on both occasions. We'll put him on top again to make a well-deserved breakthrough here. Paul Shires for Tayan Holter. Can be a bit of a trick at the gates, this horse. That's probably his biggest downfall. He plays up a little bit. You've got to be on your mettle with him. But Paul rode him last time when he ran second. That was to Bat Pad. Bat Pad has won again since, so similarly good form lines, I think, around number 1, Yowza. In for second, number 2, Blue Ant. He was in the same race behind Bat Pad, finished third. So Yowza second, Blue Ant third. Tommy Logan trains. He had a double last week, and Sonia Wiseman, she's in red-hot form. She had 3 here last Saturday and 2 in Alice Springs on Sunday. So a great week for Sonia last week, and I think that can continue here. Blue Ant, she takes the mount on, got it in to run second. And then for third, number 5, Champs Dior. Chris Nash has got his little team going really well. San Seikos takes the mount here on Champs Dior. She missed the jump quite badly last week, ridden by the apprentice Janis Luxemon, and got the squeeze, and so she was a long way back, made up many, many lengths to finish second to Cudgery. Only has to jump with them, and she's right in this as well. Numbers in the second, 1, 2 and 5. The third's the Melbourne Cup Day on the 1st of November handicap. It's just around the corner, the big one, of course. Cox Plate this week, then the Derby, and of course Melbourne Cup on the 1st of November. This is a really good Benchmark 76 field, a quality lineup. Any of the half dozen of them can win this, and as I mentioned earlier, it wouldn't be out of place as a sprint race during the Darwin Cup Carnival. My numbers here, 5, 3 and 6. Got a lot of time for this horse, Rising Sphere, trained by Gary Clark. Stan Seikos takes the mount here. Has drawn the 1 gate. He's only had the 4 starts in Darwin. He won 2 during the Carnival, and then last time out, I thought he was slightly disappointing, but when finishing third to Mr. Monaro, only beaten a length and a half, and I think he can bounce back to winning form in this really competitive lineup. 5 on top, Rising Sphere. To beat a number 3, Cielo Doro, Phil Cole trains, and Wayne Davis in the saddle. Only had the 3 starts in Darwin for 2 wins. On both occasions, he beat Ideas Man, who's a rival again, and certainly right in this as well. But I thought Cielo Doro hardest to beat. He'll get back off the pace and be hitting the line strongly, I would suspect. And in for third, number 6, Expert Witness. Casey Hunter takes the mount here for Tayan Holter, another horse in really good form. Was a strong win last time over 1,100 metres. Drops back to the 1,000, but I don't think it'll worry Expert Witness. And even though up in grade, carries the minimum weight of 55 kilograms. So in the third, my numbers are 5, 3 and 6. The fourth's the Prost to Oktoberfest handicap. Always a good day, as I mentioned earlier, the Oktoberfest race day on Cox Plate Day. There'll be a big crowd down in the Tab Pavilion. That'll be the place to really enjoy the action on Oktoberfest race day. This over the 1,000 metres for the 0 to 64 performers. A 5-horse field here. My numbers are 3, 4 and 5. Chief Mondo for me, Stan Sakos aboard. For Gary Clark. Gary really holds the key to this race. He has 3 of the 5. And Chief Mondo, good second last time to Expert Witness. I think that's pretty good form. Drops back in trip from the 1,100 to the 1,000, but he's had 7 starts at the trip for 2 wins and 3 thirds. So the journey of 1,000 won't worry number 3, Chief Mondo. I've got him on top. To beat the stablemate Manly Cove, Jared Todd aboard for Clarkey. He was a winner at Catherine 2 starts back. Let the side down last time, but he can do that on occasions, but certainly capable on his day. And my third selection, number 5, All Stardom, to be ridden by Wayne Davis. Jason Lyon was going to come to Darwin this week, but change of plans. He's staying home, and Wayno takes them out here on All Stardom. Drops back in trip. I think that's the key to this horse. Last couple of starts have been over 1,300, but I reckon back to the 1,000 from the 2 gate. As long as he begins with them, he could certainly take some running down one of the horses out of the tried horse sale, number 5, All Stardom. Numbers in the fourth, 3, 4 and 5. And in the last, the Hofbrau and Schnaps handicap, this over the 1,600 metres. Another 5-horse lineup for the 0 to 70 gallopers here. And once again, G. Clark holds the key. He has 3 of the 5 engaged here. And I've actually tipped him to train the trifecta, numbers 2, 3 and 4. Smart horse in the stable is the Mistral, number 2. Jared Todd aboard. This horse has only had the 5 starts, I think, in Darwin for 3 wins, and he was a very good winner last time over 1,300 metres. This is his first run at a mile. That's probably the only question mark I would have, but Gary certainly wouldn't line him up over the trip if he wasn't happy with him. I think he's got high hopes for this horse, certainly as we head towards next year's carnival here in Darwin, and I think you'll see the best of the Mistral on Saturday. Number 2. To beat the stablemate, obligatory, Stan Sakos aboard for Gary Clark. He was 3rd to the Mistral last time out, over 1,300. He's a winner from 4 starts over a mile. He's had a win in 2 seconds at the Journey, so he has to be considered. And then for 3rd, the winner from last week over the trip, Prince Reuben. Paul Shires aboard for Gary Clark. That was only a 0 to 58, so he's well up in grade this time, but certainly racing well. 4 starts at the trip for 2 wins. So I think G. Clark to train the trifecta in the last. 2, 3 and 4, my numbers. Best bet of the day in that last race, race 5, number 2, the Mistral. I really like this horse. I think he's got a real future here in the top end. Race 5, number 2, the Mistral. Well, the best roughie, another trained by Gary Clark. Race 2, number 7, Rich Sun. He can mix his form a little bit, but I give him a chance in this race. Race 2, number 7, Rich Sun. Well, that wraps up this edition of Top End Track Talk, and our next meeting here, of course, is on the first Tuesday in November. It is Melbourne Cup Day to be run on the 1st of November. We'll be back with the preview for that 6-race car, that feature day of racing here in the Top End in advance of Cup Day. And until then, good luck and good punting.